So this video is about mandatos formales, plurales. These are the plural formal commands. So this will be commands that you use for more than one person, and they will also be not exactly casual or informal. These will be the ones that you have to use politely. So let's get started. Who are the plural ones for? They are also known as Ustedes commands, which tells you exactly who they're for. So any group of people that you would refer to as Ustedes will be who you use these commands with. Now in Spain, they might also use the Vosotros commands, because, as you know, when you're speaking to a group of people with whom you do not have to be formal, the people in Spain tend to say vosotros instead. We're not going to bother with those, because I don't think you'll hear them used very much here. We are only going to study the ustedes commands, which you will use for any group of people ever. So whenever you want to tell more than one person how to do something, or to do something, these are the commands you want. Okay, so let's start with the AR verbs, and we'll start also with the affirmative. Just a reminder that affirmative commands are when you're telling someone to do something. So step 1, you're going to use the ustedes form of the present tense, which is also the same as the ellos and ellas form. For example, hablar, the ellos or ustedes form of the present tense is hablan. Okay, if it were bailar, then the ellos or ustedes form would be bailan. Okay, so step 2, just like you did with the singular commands, you're going to change what's on the end to its opposite. So you will change the an to an en. So hablan now becomes hablen, and bailan now becomes bailen. Okay, for the negative commands, it's the similar process to what you were doing with the singular ones. Okay, remember, a negative command is when you say you don't want someone to do something, don't whatever. So step 1, it's the only step. You put no in front of the affirmative command. So, for example, bailen, dance, now becomes no bailen, don't dance. Hablen, which means talk, becomes no hablen, don't talk. Here are some examples. You're talking to a group, you tell them to skate, that is patinen, walk, caminen, look, miren, don't draw, no dibujen, don't paint, no pinten, and don't sing, no canten. Okay, so ER and IR verbs, it's a similar process to what you did with the usted commands, or the singular formal commands. We'll start with the affirmative. Affirmative, again, means do something. So, step 1, use the ustedes form of the present tense, just like you did before. Remember, that's also the ellos and ellas form. For example, comer is an ER verb, so comer becomes comen. Vivir, an IR verb, the ellos or ustedes form of that verb in the present tense is viven. Okay, so step 2, you're going to do the same process as before, but the reverse. Change the en to an an. So, the example comen now becomes coman, eat. The example viven becomes vivan, live. Okay, so you've essentially treated it as though it were an AR verb, even though it's clearly an ER and IR verb. Okay, so the negative commands, again, these are the ones where you're saying don't do something. So step 1, it's, again, the only step. Put no in front of the affirmative command. So, for example, coman, which meant eat, if you want to make it don't eat, is now no coman. Vivan, which was live, you now want to change it to don't live, which you would pretty much only say to zombies, like the one pictured here. You would say no vivan, don't live. Okay, here are some examples. Drink comes from beber, that would be beban. Learn, which comes from aprender, would be aprendan. Run, which comes from correr, would become corran. Okay? Don't hide it. Hide comes from the verb esconder. So, no lo escondan. Don't turn it on comes from the verb prender. So it'd be no lo prendan. And don't break it, which comes from the verb romper, would be no lo rompan. And that concludes this video. Hopefully it was helpful to you.